Hello, everybody. It's Jill from I'm Here with Magazine. And today we have a really special guest that is a clairvoyant, intuitive lady. She is actually worldwide famous for doing what she does. She is not a counselor per se, but she's counseled me a few times in life and points you in a really good direction a lot of the time. So she hasn't been wrong in my life yet. So we'll have to see. So Jeni Cousins, welcome to the show I'm here with.
Thank you, Jill. It's always so much fun when we chat because it's totally like all over there, isn't it?
It always is. That's how it is with me. Yeah, you know my soul. You know what's up. We're doing the next issue of I'm Here With, and it's just been a transformative year. So I feel how fitting it is to talk to you because we started our career kind of as out there in the media game or whatever with you on a show where we got to show our talent and sing. And from there, it's just been like a whirlwind, where I'm really giving her with the arts, and the magazine is always going to be here for you. So you're in the first issue, I think. Weren't you? Or was it the second?
You know what was the interesting part?
Yeah.
You know what I thought about yesterday? And I was going to actually let you know.
Sure.
When the magazine came out, the issue I was in, it was in May.
I know, always then before the summer.
I know, and this is May. And I bet you, like I'd have to go back, I bet you it's around the same date as we are talking right now today. Like how cool is that?
Probably.
I know, and it's the new moon today. So this is very cool.
Okay, what is the new moon today? What's going on with the energies of today?
Well, I mean, like today being a new moon, it's a really powerful moon. Every month, like I would normally hold meditation groups and such like that until COVID. But a new moon, right? It's similar, but a new moon is more powerful, and it depends what energy the new moon is about. So in a new moon, technical issues can be out there. Hello.
Yeah.
Right. But the coolest thing though, Jill, is with this new moon right now, it's all about manifesting. It's a very powerful moon. Like it's a Taurus moon, very earthy. So whatever it is you guys or anybody wants to manifest, write a vision board today and get on it because it's very super. So there's I haven't slept in 2 days.
Really? You've been going at it. Yeah, I think a lot of people who are in our mindsets are taking to the time now to build it, because we know for the September, the October, the winter, what's going to be. I really do feel we all need to build ourselves and work hard right now, because it's the summer. We all want to have fun, but really, I think it's not, we've got a lot coming up for us,
Yeah. There's a lot of things coming up in the air and stuff like that. And I really don't see how things are really gonna
change. Yeah.
Really well, around 2024 is what I see, because I'm clairvoyant. Is what I see when things are really going to get more back on track. So from now until then, I know.
A few years. Yeah, it is.
I know. So it's being realistic, right? Being realistic and awareness.
Because government change of what they're doing, implementing a new vaccine to the world, like it's a big thing. Like I never thought, as a child of the 90s, like that I'd ever have support from the government, B, kind of feel like I'm living in a communist kind of world again. and also it just being shut down. Like I don't know what to make of it, but I haven't stop my dreams in any format. What do you think for people that are trying to, yes, being COVID friendly, but
I know, but you know what though, like it's not going into the fear zone, number one. Okay, it's keeping it in awareness and being realistic. I mean, like there's so many people, like especially during COVID, that it, like everybody, when they transform, it goes either way, right? Some people, when they transform, it can be really bad, right? And some people, when they transform, it can really shift them forward and change them in a really good way. So it's taking advantage of the energy and staying very positive and kicking it up a few notches, right? So we could always go down the drain, as I call it, bye-bye, or we can grasp that energy and move forward with it and work with it.
Mm,
And that's what I do.
what you do, I want to get more into that, because it's, for me, like on your website and everything, you can say it the way you do, but how does one really sum up what you do, hon? You're like a world soul counselor or something. Like, you
Mhm.
really just help anyone you speak to, really. And you have a
Yeah.
Facebook show that you offer yourself like a lot of guidance and for fun. And you have your clients kind of separate because it's personal, which I appreciate. You're like that online. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, you've been doing this like your whole life. You
Yeah.
saw spirits when you were younger, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just
When I was
really
4, things started, and I knew I was very different, and I, I didn't want to be here on earth. I asked, I'll just say, I just say spirit, because I channel and work with so many different energies. I work and channel with the Christ consciousness,
yeah.
but I get so many messages coming in from so many different ways that I just say spirit to make it easier for somebody to understand. So, I basically told them, you know what, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be with this family. I don't want to be here on this earth. I want to go home. And I wanted to go home. I didn't want to be here. So long story short, because there was 2 energies that came into my room, or to my mom and dad's room at that time, and told me that you have to stay, because I was begging to go home. I was going to leave, pack my bags at 4 years old, right? So,
Wow.
so yeah, I just started to see a lot of things, and I just thought a lot of people could see things what I saw. And I'm very sensitive. Like I read people's past lives. I'm an
Yeah,
animal
that's a big thing.
communicator. How I read somebody is I mean, I read your energy. I see who you are as a soul in all of your lifetimes, see where you are right now, see where you're going, help you work through it, and give you my insights on everything I see for you. So a lot
Yeah,
of people
that
are like,
helps.
okay, well, like, why is this happening to me? Why does this keep on happening to me?
The pattern
So
that they're
right
in.
there, I mean, I will give you all of my insights to why, to help you understand on your level of perception. So I read somebody's
Yeah,
consciousness right
you're on a
away.
different level of like, yeah, what life is, I think.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way, really, right? Because we all are here to clear karma. There's not one person on this earth who doesn't have karma
Okay.
to clear. So the
Okay.
holiest of the holiest person, like
Yeah.
whoever, they came here to clear karma, or else they wouldn't have been here.
That almost makes like all of us connected in that way. We're all, I feel that all the time, that we're all here to achieve something.
Mhm.
That's funny you said that. What is something that, everyone is intuitive if they tap into it, right? We don't even use most of our brain that we should. Most people are very blinded with even, caring about what somebody else is feeling, even.
Mhm.
Um, what is what, the ancient words of like somebody like that, not I don't even know the words of what
Yeah,
they were monks before. Like, how did this begin? This industry, this holistic, this spiritual, this energy
yeah,
business slash what it truly is start.
yeah.
Do you know about
Well, I
that?
mean, like, yeah, a lot of us are all souls. So, this is the main reason why I do a lot of past life um, records, Akashic records, because a lot of people are like, you know what, why am I drawn to this culture, this religion,
Mm.
this country, all of that? And it's like, okay, you're drawn to that because you've gone back into another lifetime before. And whenever you gravitate towards another culture, country, all of that, it's coming back to you to really embrace it. So we start getting the signs in that. And we're all gifted. Like I truly see we are all gifted. We're all here. We're all unique. And we're here to share our abilities with others to help them on their
Mm.
journey.
That
But
is
of
the
course,
thing.
everybody walks on their own path,
I
right?
know, I hate it. Like, yes, we're on our own path, but like, it's
Well,
no
yeah, of
fun.
course, right? Because we all have lessons to learn, right? Like I've
Yeah.
learned a lot of painful lessons, right? And
Yeah.
if you don't, it just keeps on repeating over and over and over
Yes.
again.
This is
Right?
something everyone can relate to, you guys. The feeling of like why am I still where I'm at when I don't want to be?
Yeah. And that comes from the dark night of the soul searching it real. And this is the thing, right? This is where it's like, okay, you guys got to keep it real and really tune
Yeah.
in and say, okay, why does this keep on happening to me? Right? Then the first thing you have to do is look at yourself. Don't point your finger at anybody else or because of this or because of that. No, you look at yourself first. So if something goes wrong, let's say, or if I attract something to me, whatever it is, right? And I'm like, oh my God, like what's up with that? I would look at myself first and I would say, okay, Jeni, how did you attract that? Because
Yeah.
you send out, it comes back, right? And that's why I tell people, you have to be authentic. You have to be yourself. There's a lot of people out there who try to copy somebody or be somebody who they're not.
Mhm.
And that energy and that vibration
Work, yeah.
will stay there, but it's not going to, for a little bit, it's going to go against you and it's going to fall apart just as quickly because you can't keep that same vibe. You can't keep that same frequency up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, be yourself, be your authentic self, because you will start attracting people at your energy, which can help you shift and move forward.
Yeah.
Or,
You
you know
know,
what I'm
people
saying?
people in
So,
life
yeah.
tell you to be something else to be able to be professional or successful. And you had said that on Facebook not too long ago. And all the interviews I've been doing, I've been like, I'm just gonna be me. And it's working.
Yes,
It is. I
yes,
took what you said
yes,
and I was thinking about it. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, Jeni said this. Like,
yes,
maybe I should do this. And so I've been trying to like do what you said. And so I just felt like, oh, she's a magician, like in my life.
mhm,
Like she knew. Because sometimes it takes somebody else to say what's up with you
yeah,
without you being like, oh my God, how could you say that to me? I'm trying so hard. But sometimes when it's from somebody who knows what they're talking about, you kind of just let that ego go.
mhm,
So like that's what you do, you have one-on-one clients, you do it by Zoom a lot now. What
yeah,
could somebody expect by like joining, a class of yours or a one-on-one session if they really need to look within,
yeah.
figure something
Um,
out they can't?
well, let's say, whenever somebody books an appointment with me, right? Like if it's in my group, I leave out a lot of details because it's personal, confidential. It was like my show I had,
Mhm.
right, at Shaw TV.
Yeah.
People called in. I would give them my insights, but I'm not going to embarrass that person or give private information, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
When somebody books a personal reading with me, I will give them all the information that they want in details, very detailed information, because it's one-on-one, it's just me and that person, it's private, it's confidential. So if that person wants to share with other people what we talked about, that's up to them.
Yeah.
However, when I talk to people, I talk to all walks of life, from
Yeah.
very well-known people to anybody, right? And what information people give me or I give them, I don't, that's it. It's like the priest.
Yeah.
It's
You're like
like,
a you're like a yeah, like a
yeah,
psychologist or something where you have to be like,
confessing your
yeah.
sins. And it's like,
Yeah.
if somebody, believe me, I've heard a lot, right? And
Oh, I bet people have told you they killed people for
oh, yeah, once upon a time, yes. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's very true,
Oh,
right? But
wow,
yeah,
I guess that.
I've dealt with a lot of people, a lot of walks of life and stuff like
And you
that.
never gave up, eh? Like the humanity of like, I can't handle this. Like the people are
No,
terrible. Like you're just
yeah,
still giving her. Like this is who
yeah,
you are. This is
yeah,
your authentic self. And you put it to a business, which I think is really smart because your time is worth it. Money.
it
But
is.
but money
It's,
is energy. I don't even care about money.
yeah,
Sometimes when you have a good relation with somebody, like
mhm.
achieving something or helping them, a little bit, it feels so good for the soul. I love to do that. I feel like this hero complex that I've always had from being adopted or something. And like I love helping people just for that half the time.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's why actually, like after my show ended at Shaw, I had people, well, when are you going to go live on Facebook? And I'm like, I'm not going to
yeah,
go
we
live
wanted
on
you to keep
Facebook.
going.
Yeah, right. And then that's why I just created the group, because my friend, one of my dearest friends, passed away at Christmas from COVID. And he kept on
Oh,
telling, he kept on telling me, because we were going to go on tour together and all kinds of things. And
oh no,
he
Jenny.
kept on telling me, you have to get like a group together and start going live again, because people really want to talk to you. And that's why I created the group,
Oh,
and that's why I go live weekly and, answer people's questions and stuff like that, of course. Or if they want more details, then they can book a private reading with me.
perfect. Well,
Yeah.
they can email you. Your website will be in the link of the podcast itself.
Mhm.
But what is something you want to tell the audience about you? Like, I want to tell a story to the audience about an experience you had with a client that really shares what you do for somebody and like kind of the reaction or what happened to them from it. Like if you got that. Because for me,
Yeah.
you have a story from me. As soon as you said, Jill, you're going to do a film about documentary, my girlfriend, she called me this night. I swear to God, guys. Sorry, I'm talking about myself, but I swear to God, that night she called me, my girlfriend Sevden. I talked to Daniela. She's into doing a documentary. She wants to do it about us and our family's a meeting. And we'll go to Romania maybe in the new year. I was like, Jenny, you're reading me. Ah! I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
That's my kind of experience with you a little bit, but let's hear one from you.
Well, I mean, I have many stories, of
Yeah.
course, but there's okay, I'm going to give you just two, okay?
That would
Because
let
they're
you, yeah, like one that's
okay.
like maybe not every detail,
Okay,
but yeah.
so many years ago, right? I'm not going to go into lots of details, but anyways, a friend of mine and I, we were out for a bit, and then we stopped because we hadn't eaten all day. We stopped at Subway, and
Hmm.
here's this younger kid, Subway guy. And I look, because I can see, I don't do cards. I
Right.
see, I'm clairvoyant. I can see what I want to see. And
Mm.
I looked at him, and normally I don't give out information unless somebody asks me, because it's private. However, I saw this child, I should say, really getting killed. And I looked right at him. I totally freaked him out. But I said, look, I said, you're going away tonight, aren't you? And he looks at me and he goes, yeah, right. And I'm like, okay. I said, I know you don't know me, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I just want to give you this message. And my friend was looking at me saying, okay, you should listen to her because she knows me, right? She knows me. So
Mhm.
anyways, I said, you're going to go away tonight. It's a long drive somewhere. I'm seeing the water, and I don't know exactly what you're doing, but you're going to be involved with the wrong people. And if you go out there to meet them, you're going to be dead. And he freaked out and he goes, oh my God. He goes, right after my shift, I'm driving out to Vancouver and I'm buying a car. Right.
From some
And
sketchy guy, probably.
yeah, right. And I can't stress that out enough to
You told
him.
him
And
not to buy the car, pretty
I
much.
told him, don't go. I said,
Yeah.
do not go to, I said, don't go. Because I didn't know where he was going. I knew it was a longer drive and I saw the water. And I told him, look, don't, because these are the wrong guys. You're going to end up dead. You're like very bluntly. Very
Wow.
bluntly, right? So if I see something, if I give somebody a warning, I really mean it. Like
It came through
I
you, yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm really, and it's up to that person, of course, right? And then I had like, oh, there's so many.
Yeah,
But
saving lives with Jenny Cousins. Oh my goodness.
yeah, that too, right?
Yeah.
I but yeah, there is somebody that came, and I'm like, oh my God, whenever he came in, I'm like, oh my God. And he booked 60 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to go on forever. He was so negative. He had his guards up. Like he was like a miser. And I was giving him my insights of what I see for him coming up and all of these things. And he was just so rude and obnoxious. And I said, you know what? He goes, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And I said, you know what? Maybe we should change this 60 minutes to 30 minutes. Like, why did you come here? So anyways, long story short, I gave him all my insights,
Yeah.
whatever, answered his questions. And I'm like, I don't ever want to see that guy again. So anyways,
Mm.
6 months later, he comes to my door, like unannounced.
Oh my God.
with flowers. And because he owned like an art gallery, and he gave me like 2 beautiful paintings. And I'm like stunned, because I'm like, oh my God, it's him. What does he want? Right. And he goes, you really, he goes, you completely and utterly changed my life.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly changed my life. He says, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. And he became like a regular client all the time. So, I mean, if somebody is very open, you know, then they're going to be more open to receive the information. But it's like, if I have turned people down, people will say, can I have a reading? And I'm like, no, I'm not the right person for you.
Mm.
So somebody will say, can I, give me the number for the 649? And I'm like, I'm not the right person for you. Go to
Mm.
somebody who's low energy, who's going to bullshit you. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
just,
you're not just talking to say it. When you say it, you're like, you mean
yeah,
it.
it's
It's
like you book
real. Yeah.
a reading with
Yeah.
me, don't put your guards up and talk to me, because it's like,
Yeah. Be open with me.
why are you talking to me then if you have your guards up when you're wanting my help for information,
So
right?
that's how you work best, is when there is no lies and there is no bullshitting, like, oh,
Well, I
I
can
am
see
doing
through
well.
it.
It's like, yeah, you're just like, well, no, you're
Yeah.
not, but okay.
Yeah, I know when somebody's lying, I can see right through
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm an observer. I will sit back. I observe a lot of different things, and I don't say anything. I
Yeah. Cause
always
you
have,
can't do so much, like too much on somebody's life. Yeah. Cause then it
no.
gets people like want to be like, Jenny, what do I do next? What do I do next? This is like, oh goodness.
Well, they can book an appointment with me.
Okay, perfect. If you're one of those clients that
That,
you all the time, then that's perfect.
yeah, they can book an appointment with me. Yeah.
That's
Right.
so
But I
cool.
mean, you can't judge anybody, like
Yeah, yeah.
everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own walk in life. And, like there's so many lost people out there who don't have somebody to talk to, who
Yeah.
don't know what direction to go, who don't understand why this is happening. How do I fix this? How do I resolve this? How do I transcend and move forward? And I
Mhm.
will give you all of that information, plus all my insights to what I see for you. And if I have any messages from somebody who has passed on,
Oh yeah, I never even thought of that.
oh
That
yeah,
is
that's
a
it's
huge thing.
yeah.
Oh, everybody
And
wants to talk to the dead. Everybody.
yeah,
Whew.
yeah, and sometimes they don't want to get those messages, right? And I'm like, somebody says, well, what do I get in a reading? And I'm like, well, I go in the now. I don't know what information is going to come through. How do I know?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
You
I
gotta
stay
do
in the
both.
moment. I stay in the moment, and I read the energy right then and there, period. Whatever information comes through, so be it.
So it's an experience with you. And sometimes just to like doing one reading with you is kind of like you should go do it every month almost or something. Like not just like think that one thing is gonna teach you everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
you really have to keep going with you in order to have that help if they're actually looking to change, right?
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I have changed a lot of different people and stuff, but I
Yeah,
mean,
even me.
you have to be ready. You have to be ready. It's like, okay, like for instance, with myself, if I was wanting to change something, whatever, like I surrender everything, absolutely everything.
Mhm.
So I would be like, okay, spirit, I am open for new opportunities that are best for my higher self and higher purpose. And then
Mhm.
I kind of stay there in that zone for a moment, and then I surrender it and let it go. And I don't think anything twice about it. And I'm like, okay, it's up to you guys. It's your problem.
Yeah, yeah, like with God asking him to take your sins. Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. With whatever anyone believes, there's so many beliefs in life, and I think a lot of us are influenced by what we grew up with or what we
Yeah.
experience. But I feel like no matter what somebody believes, we're still on this earth, all of us, to try to achieve something and, you know, matter. A lot of people in arts, what I talk to, that's like the number one thing. They want to have kind of like a legacy, and they want to like make a mark that won't be forgot. This whole thing is like sounds cliche, but it's really
No,
true.
it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, I love Jason Gogo's art. You know
Yes.
Jason Gogo. I
Yes.
loved his art, and I interviewed him on my show, and I really liked him. He was so unique. I
Right.
like people who are very unique and keeping it real.
Yes, he was the most unique. I didn't know him very well, and I just went to maybe 1, 2 events, but he was always in the circle of Calgary. And I
Yeah.
felt like, yeah, nobody really talked about him after or did any media for him at all. And I thought, yeah, yeah, typical.
Yeah. Yeah. I got invited to go to, after he passed, they had a really big function and stuff
Oh,
like that. And
good,
I got
good.
invited and I went there and stuff. And
Oh, good. How's his family with all that? Like, did they talk to you at all?
no, I mean, that was
You
quite
know,
some time ago, right?
it was.
Yeah, I
I
talked to them
noticed.
when I was there. Yeah.
I noticed in our group within Calgary, a lot of people died in the last few years. Like a lot.
Yeah,
Garrett Winston, a girl named Tamara.
Garrett.
Yeah, like I just felt like, and we all knew each other. And there's like pictures of all of us together at the Calgary Film Awards, and
Yeah.
it just seems like that shook up, Al Stickles' death in our group.
Yes, Al. Yeah.
There's a few other people that died that I can't remember their names. So sorry, guys. But that really shook our community and it changed things. I felt like people like stopped hanging out after that, to be honest. A lot of people like separated and the industry got kind of quiet and then the professional industry kind of took over again. I felt like the indie industry, remember, like all these events that we were having, it just made some of our people's world, like Neil Enoch and all that group. Like I really miss it a lot. So it's kind of funny that you were talking about documentaries because yeah, I'm gonna try to do one for Al eventually.
Yeah. He was supposed to come on my show.
I know.
And the month he was supposed to come on is when he was in hospital, of course. So
I know you're trying to give him a little bit of a hey, there's still hope, Al.
yeah,
Come. Yeah, he's
I was texting, we were texting back and forth and stuff like that. And because I work on call it a hospice as well. So
oh, you
I
see,
see
yeah.
people die every day,
I know.
and the hardest part about, I mean, the
Yeah.
person, the patient, let's say, who's ill, I mean, I know they're going to a better place. When somebody leaves their body, I can see it, I can feel it. And it's their family that's the hardest thing. Their family, their
To let
friends,
go. Yeah.
even their animals. That's the hardest thing more about the hospice, because we do everything for like the patients, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, you guys, like life and death. Like, I don't think people talk about that much because, some people will be like, don't talk about that stuff. It's negative. And I'll be like, but I'm so afraid to be not here. And people like you who like really research and have gone through this. And, it gives some people hope where it's like, oh, there is more to life than just this horribleness sometimes that happens. And that should give people hope, that like
Yeah.
not everyone can see what's going on, but people like you who know that, like I think you've got like less of a chip on your shoulder because of it, but you have like all these other burdens for helping other people. But it's kind of like least, you knew at a young age like what's up with where you want to go. But
Yeah, but I didn't want to be here. Right.
yeah,
And then I was informed by the guides, the beings, why I'm here and stuff like that. I mean, I've had near-death
of
experiences.
course.
I've had a few near-death experiences myself too. And I remember like in a year and a half, I had 17 people pass away,
Yeah.
friends. And that was crazy. Like that was crazy and stuff like that. And so, and then people say, well, it must kind of get easier because you've lost so many. I'm like, no, it doesn't, because
Yeah.
no, it's the person, right? It's the
Mhm.
person. Like my dear friend, Shruti Ram, who passed away on the 16th of December. That was hard because my best friend, Terry, who I've known for like all my life, who I talk to every day, he passed away on the 17th of December.
Oh, wow,
So
another
December
call.
for me was a harder month, of course. So I mean, like everybody deals with things their own way. And when somebody says, you know what, you should get over this death or that death or this death.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
like, you
many
know what?
people told me that. Oh
And
my
and you know
god.
what? Nobody has the right to
To
say
say
anything
that.
like that, anybody whatsoever. Because when somebody's in a healing and letting go, that's a personal journey
Yeah, not
for
on my
that
team.
person, right? Like everybody heals differently. Everybody, so you got to go on that on your own rhythm. And one of the things with the full moons every month, like the new moon, for instance, it has a tendency to bring up certain things that we still need to heal from. So if you've noticed, sometimes all of
Comes
a
back.
sudden you're getting all of these memories
Mhm.
from, like, like past traumas or hurts or betrayals or anything
Mhm.
like that. You're
Mhm.
like, okay, why is this all of a sudden coming up now? Like, that's
Yeah.
why, because it's your soul that's pushing it forward to heal a little bit by a little bit by a little bit. So it's a process.
Yeah, it is. But some people die without healing themselves and without doing their purpose, I feel. But
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess like when it's your time and stuff. But
yeah.
what was the experience of your near-death experience?
Well, I've had a few,
Your
but
latest one.
I'm going to tell you one that not many people know about,
Okay.
because like, I can see this and experience this as clear as this very second. So many years ago, I wasn't well, something happened. And I just moved into my apartment. The phones hadn't been hooked up yet. And I was out with my friend earlier, and I was in so much pain. I'm like, this is so weird. And I thought, I'm going to go home. So I went home, and I was in so much pain, and I couldn't move to get up, and there was no phone, right? My phones weren't hooked up then, way back then,
Mhm.
AGT for those who remember. And I was in so much pain, I passed out.
Oh, oh shit.
And what what I saw was literally, it's really hard to explain, but I'll make it simple. What I saw, long story short, was actually Christ appeared right in front of me. I can see him as clearly as this very second and hear him and everything as I'm looking at you this second now. And he had his arms open, and he kept on saying to me, come my child, come my child, your life is going to be nothing but pain. And he kept on
Oh,
saying that to me. And all of a sudden, I just stood back, and I remembered what these guides said to me when I was 4. And I said, no, I don't want to go back 1 second of my life, because I'm here to clear karma, because I don't ever want to come back here. So anyways, he's like, no, come my child, kept on saying that. And
yeah,
then
you
all of
just
a
have to live it
sudden,
again. Yeah.
and that not even 1 second, I would go back. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Oh.
I was holding a baseball bat. I used to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I was holding a baseball bat, and I started swinging it at Christ. And I'm like, I'm not coming right now. I want to clear my stuff. And then,
Oh, because you know the
I-
meaning to life, kind of. That's what that is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I woke up, right? My bed was soaking wet. Like my bed was like like a water bed exploded or something, right? And I'm like, okay. So then I woke up to a buzzer. Somebody was buzzing me,
Oh,
and I managed to get out of bed. I thought, okay, I climbed out of bed, right?
soaking wet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was my friend Emma, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's here. I didn't feel any pain. And then we go, because she had to go to the mechanics, and I went with her, and I was telling her this. I was like, not even in my, like, I don't know, I was like all over the head. My head was all over. So anyways, and then we go to the mechanics, and I get out of the car to go see the mechanic, and I collapsed.
Oh,
And so ended up in the hospital and stuff like that. And I was there. I can't remember how long. They phoned my parents. She's not going to make it. She's going to die. All of these things.
oh my
And
goodness.
and then when I was laying on the bed, I left my body, and I was looking down, and I could see. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going yet, because I'm here to clear again, right? So I went back into my body, and they're like, we can't believe she made this. She made it through, because they basically told them that she's gone. Like,
They're gonna
like
pulse
me,
probably.
I'm done, gone. And then I just recovered.
Wow, out of pure will.
Yeah, and this is why, like, um one of the main reasons when I do my readings, well, because I'm clairvoyant, I channel and connect with the Christ consciousness. Like, if you go to my website and read the about
Yeah.
me, I
Mhm.
write a little bit about that. I didn't go into lots of details about things, because I was trying to keep it simple, so without going
Okay,
into
okay,
like
okay.
the esoteric tongue. So
Yeah, yeah.
basically, more people can understand it better. And that's one of the reasons, because when I get information in, I get it. Like, it's like when I'm at the
Yeah, it
hospice,
comes in as
at
that.
times I will take a picture of a feather, because when I was there earlier today, actually, in one of the rooms, I can't give out details, of course, but in one of the rooms, there's two angels standing beside one of the patients. And I said to the nurse, I said, I mean, they know me, right? And I
Mm.
said, yeah, there's two angels standing beside him right now. And what can happen, right? And I think I've taken 3 pictures of, sometimes you'll see a feather like on the floor
Mm-hmm.
or on the bed or something, and I will pick up that feather and I'll take a picture really fast, and then it'll just disappear. It'll melt right in my hand. And I'll be like, and I'll just put a photo up on
Mm.
social media, and I'll be like, here's the feather at the hospice. Thank you, angels. That's all I'll say.
Mm. That's
That's
what
all I'll say. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
wow. Wow, 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 Jen. That's so
Yeah.
cool. And you like had
Yeah.
a show before most people were doing a show. You were one
Yeah.
of the first shows out of Calgary, I felt at the time. And yeah, people definitely miss your show, but they can find you online. What is the group that people can join you to connect with you?
I have it. Free psychic clairvoyant readings with Jenny G Cousins on
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally just started it. So, and people can join, like, if they're connected with me, then they can automatically join. If they're not, then, they just say request to join.
Perfect. They know how to do that kind of stuff. So that's awesome.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, Jenny, thank you for opening up with us. We didn't want to ask you too much because you know what? If you want to get to know more and how all this works with Jenny, just book an appointment with her and you're going to really learn something different that you probably know half the time yourself, the right path, but having, I mean, sometimes completely not even the same as what you think in your side
Hmm.
inside. But a lot of the things that you do tell people, it's just like it makes them go, okay. If she says it, like I'm gonna go for it. Somebody else who knows what they're talking about giving you that like okay can change people's life. So
Hmm.
you do that for me, you do that for a lot of people. So I'm so thankful that you're on the show. And everyone, please go and check out her group and follow her on Instagram as well.
Yes. Thank you, Jill.
No problem.